So now we have Nick, and Nick is talking about a CEO's journey to tracking KPIs, ethics, and team dynamics. Now, Nick, do you want to introduce yourself? Yeah. So let's give it up for Nick.
I'm audible, yes. Okay. Okay, hi everyone. Yes, first of all, thanks to Target, Greta, and the team to hosting this and to inviting me here to speak. It's a very unique experience. And then let me give you a brief why I'm here today. And I was very lucky to speak third because I can connect in some way with the speaks of Lucia and Stefano. So thank you guys a lot for speaks. And yes, my background is very, very mixed. So for last 10 years, I work as number 2 in the business. So number 2 meaning that I don't create the business, but I make the business run. So it's basically all the processes in the business. So sales, marketing, branding, advertisement, financial, profitability of the business, market we sell, product we sell, of course, as well. Team, meaning hiring, developing people inside of the team. Yeah, and also some core processes which are different in each business. Depending on the business, it can be logistics, it can be advertisement as a core process, like back-end, I would say. And this experience gives me a very, very diverse look on what's going on. And also the businesses I managed, I would say they are both IT and non-IT. So I've seen both sides of the world, which is also giving my experience, making my experience unique. And you can imagine that all of this makes a lot of pressure on me myself, as a person who tried to make the business survive, but also on people who work with me. So it's very confusing to be on the market, to know don't go bankrupt, to earn decent salaries and basically be happy. And I try to find answers, and I would like to share my current understanding with you. So I would say I also On the other side, as Usha said, like person can send an email to the manager with emotional context, which we understand it wrongly. And I would say that I cover the part from the management side. So I did some path on that, and I would like to share it with you. So yes, how I would normally introduce myself. I would previously. First of all, yes, I work last 10 years as a Chief Operations Officer. As I said, number 2 in the business, making business running, not creating the business, but making business running. And my industry, my main domain is e-commerce. So this is an example of one of websites. We sell goods on Amazon and other marketplaces. So it's just for your understanding of the business. So like different furniture, etc. products. So simple business. And yes, this is Jeff Bezos, just the owner of Amazon. So I think you all know him. That's why I put the picture. Yeah. So this is my industry, and also my identity. I have a master's in physics. I have seen that a lot of you raised the hands about the technical or industrial background. So meaning that somehow I can or you can relate. So my nature is to try to structure everything, to find, say, patterns and ways to make things work. And I try to find answer based on those two things. So based on the thing that I'm very long in the business, I know how team works, I know how the business works, basically I know how the world works, yes? And I have masters in physics, so meaning that I try to combine and, I'll say, bring patterns. For example, in retail, at some point I thought that answer is that to know market better. Then you will be, I'll say, it will be an answer for a happy life. Or maybe you need to know logistics better. Or maybe you need to be a professor like in advertisement, so technically, yes, and meaning that you spend less and win the market share if you can do the best performance or brand advertisement, etc. And I tried to visit conferences, bring some knowledge, and also in management of the business, I thought that you can read books, basically, and you just be a better leader, and that's it. But it's all happened not true. So here comes the Python. What was the answer, and is, I guess, all of us, is that in business and in world, people would like you to be a better person. So we all know this wheel of balance where we can have like career, family, sport, health, etc. Yes? And you cannot be just based on one or two things, like your career, or maybe your identity as a physicist or whatsoever. You just need to be a much more balanced person. And Python brought in my life a lot of things. So first of all, I mentioned running server. Raise hands who are running. Yeah, so a few people running, yeah. And those runs, I would say they are part of the balance wheel, but also, in my case, they are correlated with Python because they are technical. So first of all, you would like to start running. Then you do your first 5 kilometers. And then you understand that you don't like running. Then you discover that there is a thing like a pulse. Yes, if you have a pulse in 160, of course you will not enjoy the runs. So you start running 140, and yeah, running now is enjoyable. And then comes more dashboards, more metrics, and your running purely becomes like a data-driven thing. How many times per week I run, what's the pace, how many kilometers I run this week, last month. And I would say it's a very like correlated with Python, and running comes in my life after Python. So I become more balanced person because of the Python. Also I got my runs. But let's focus on the Python. So on the level of balance, of course the main one is the career, yes, still. And in the business, when you're number 2 in the business, basically it doesn't care, no one cares in the team if you understand, I know, the market, best of the best, or you're a better advertiser, or you're best logistician, whatsoever. So people just need clarity, because still it's all human interactions, and they seek some stability. So basically in you as a person. And in my case, Python brought this clarity to my business, which I show you next. Then Python gave me one more part of wheel of balance, is self-development. I found myself succeeding as a person who teaches Python, applied, I would say, in data science, in robotics. It's a new chapter in my life which was open purely to the Python. And also I came to the much more balanced life due to the Python. So I have connections with my son. For example, my son does robotics in school, and I also do robotics with him, and he knows that I do Python. So this is a point of touching for me with my son. So the life became much more balanced. What does it mean for me and my business is that I became much more sanity, like a clarity person, and people can rely on me. So it boosted my business, and I would say I mostly stepped from the point where I'm number 2 in the business to seek number 1, to being a CEO, not because of the power of what I want, but just because it really boosted me as a person, as a level up. And let's go today to 2 examples of business parts I could improve with the Python. And I will touch AI as well, but on the last slide. So it will be a bit more old-fashioned. But yeah. So the first process is the delivery of e-commerce parcels, because we do sell online. And I guess all of you experience the deliveries. And we all know that not all the deliveries are born the same. So how many of you tried to order something online in Spain? Raise the hands. Oh, at least 1. 2. Okay, 2 people. But I think you know it's a nightmare, yeah? So basically in Spain, I have quite a folks from Nordics moved to Spain to do real estate business, and also my sister spent the summer in Spain. So the experience is that in Spain, if you order something, you most likely don't get it delivered. So it's just a culture. So yeah, it's maybe nonsense, but still. And I do sell in Spain as well. So I sell in Spain, in Germany, France, all over Europe, and I need my parcels to reach my clients, or I'm out of the business. And also all this process basically is a mixture of different people. So first is warehouses, which carry the good and create the order, yes. Then there's a manager from your side, from your team, who manages the parcels. all the process. And then there are courier services, which are also many. We have DPD, GLS, UPS, FedEx, and also they are different country to country. For example, DPD works perfectly in Estonia, but DPD Berlin, for example, is a nightmare. And I need some sanity in this process. And I build those one using Python. Let's go through the tech stack fast. First of all, how many of you use Streamlit in your day job? Yeah, quite a few, quite much, I would say. Yeah. Okay, so for who don't know, Streamlit is a Python framework. So just few lines of code, and you have an online web app sharing your data, whatsoever data analysis or online dashboard. So yes, I use Streamlit as a front end for the dashboard, for having the process visible. Then for data engineering, I would say I used as a core Google Cloud platform virtual machine on Linux, which run my scripts in Python, and Apache Airflow for orchestration. From the business side, data fetched from two different sources at least. One is Shopify API. So basically it's a place where you can interact with your web store and fetch different data. In my case, I fetched orders, so people made orders, and then I can see who made which order, where I should deliver it to, and the item inside. Then the second one is what's happening next, because I need to control everything happening after, like the warehouse, the manager in my team, the couriers, and here comes second source. So basically it's a platform which can track parcel just using the parcel tracking ID. Yes, it's in UI, you can see, but it also allows to use the API possibilities to do it in bulk. So I used it in my business, and this is the result. So it will be a video I captured over my dashboard. So let's take through together, and I will explain to you. So this is real-time live dashboard. It's in web. It's accessible any part of the team in my team. And on the upper side you can see a graph with the main KPIs. On the right side is the main KPI of how many business days in delivery. And left is average pickup. So it's more granular view, how many time before the courier actually arrived. And the data is over the month, grouped by weeks. And you can see in the beginning of the month, so basically end of August, we had the spike in deliveries, 20 days to delivery and 50 days to pick up. Now you can see process improved, so it's 3 and 5. And it was just done purely because I have this dashboard and I can monitor and basically talk to any part of the process. Then there is more detailed table, which has more data. First of all, on the left side, you can see it's combined stores. We have 6 stores, so we don't need to go to different IT systems. We combine all the stores in one place. Then the date of the order created, Then, just for reference, we can see where the goods are coming to. It's just for demonstration purposes. You can see Italy, Spain, Germany, and tracking ID as well. So I don't need to go somewhere else. I just have it in my dashboard altogether. And there comes the right part, which have a bit more granular information on the process, the courier who does the delivery, and the performance steps. So first, was it picked up or not? Yes, and the date. Then was it delivered or not? Yes, and the date. Then two extra statuses, like failed attempts, because if the delivery was failed, I need to know about it and negotiate with the courier or the customer. Or also, one of the points is the parcel locker. You can see, in this case, the goods were put in parcel locker, and 1.5 hour later, sorry, yeah, 1.5 hour later, it was picked up by the client. So in this case, was all good. But there are cases where parcel is just put in parcel locker, and you all know that it's just like 1 week to get it, and client doesn't get it. So we also can back analyze all these failures or be proactive, build something on top, for example, notifications to the customer based on this. So in my case, I acted like a superhero. Why? Because as a chief of operations, in the process which is distributed all over the place, I just could give one single metric and understanding what's going on with the process and just like solve it on the go, which is basically the goal, the key goal of the person who runs the business. Let's go to the second example. It's less more beautiful towards the front end and more data analytics on the back end. So we do sell online. Online meaning that we touch also physical goods. And you can see part of the process. So the goods should be put on the point of sale, so basically warehouse or the store, which will then deliver your goods. But also before that, there are several parts of the processes to analyze, like goods originate from your manufacturer first, then it's being distributed from the manufacturer to your logistics like hub. So many points before. And in retail, there is a special like metric called safety stock. So basically, it's a level of stock you never need to go over them. Why? Because having all your parameters of the business, like lead time, meaning how fast your products are being produced or shipped from your manufacturer, etc. So you are risking to be out of stock, and out of stock meaning you cannot sell the goods, so your revenue will drop. And you need to keep up with the metrics. And also you can guess that those physical processes are separate, and you need to somehow manage it all together. And I also was able to build like a KPI, I would say, tool. We're using Python. And in this case, data was structured. So first of all, it's just a file on the Windows Server computer having the product information like name, SKU number, volume, etc. Then IT system which is called ERP. ERP basically is something which classically manage stock and things around the stock, so supply chain movements of stock. And also point of sales, which is much more trickier. So point of sales basically is Amazon, so the marketplace on what we sell, where we sell, and it's where things become more technical. So Amazon has the API, which is very fragile. So, for example, you most likely will not ever be able to get the data more than 1 month. So if you would like, for example, to have data for half a year, you need to make 6 requests. And those types of the data you can have in one task, like 3, 4, 5 reports. And also here comes the throttling, so you need to understand how frequent you can do these reports. And if going back to the solution, so in my case I do everything just in Jupyter Notebook, just to get the final analytics. But the notebook itself runs like 1.5 hours just to make sure that API is correctly being pulled and all the data processed correctly. And yes, everything is in Excel. I think if I ask how many of you use Excel, everyone will raise hands, so I will not ask. Still, old but universal tool. And here's the final result. A lot of numbers, but I will try to, for examples, give understanding. So let's go product name 1. So all names are just changed, but numbers are real. So name is just American products. I just changed it for security. But numbers are real. So name number 1, top 1 product. It is being selling. This is the velocity of sales. So you can see it's been selling 7.3 units per day, so around like 200 units per month. And this velocity is smartly calculated by Python, so it's not only calculated by time periods like 1 week, 1 month, 60 days, 180 days, but it also weighted on the stock availability. For example, if we don't have stock for a specific day, we clear the day out. And then we also weigh the velocity over the periods. We can set the weights, like, for example, the main period of measurements is 30 days. And last 7 days is not like calculated with a higher weight, because it can be lower or higher dynamics, like peak order of many units per month. So meaning that Python does a lot of job on the back end to get different reports and calculate this data. Then here comes these ones. So these ones are the main metric, how many days of this safety stock I really have. You can see those numbers from the top are 31, 38, 35, so they are closer to 50, which is my target. In line number 1, on the right hand, we can see those blue ones. They are logistics ones, meaning this is my warehouse, which is like point number 2, where I take goods. And point number 3, they are basically orders which are being produced and delivered to warehouse. So I can see different parts of the supply chain process in one place. And for line 1 is all good. You can see 30 days of safety stock, which is normal. Then my warehouse also has 1,100 of stock, which is basically for 5 months of sales, which is very good. But let's take the line with the name 12. So here, like first three columns, E, F, G, they are showing stock of point of sale. So it's 0, meaning that I have no stock currently for the customers. So it is not selling right now. And I can see weighted velocity 1.9 per day, so almost 2 pieces per day, which is quite high. So meaning that I'm losing money. I do not sell 2 pieces per day each day of these units. And why? I can also see that my warehouse is 0, which is very bad. But I can see very, very far to the right, something is being ordered. And this will be arrived at the end of November. Meaning that purchasing manager did bad. So I need to go to him and ask why we have such like a pause, yes, in the business. And also rows with the name 21 and 22. So this column means that we have in point of sale 48 pieces, but they are like inbound. So they are not available for sale, but they are being transferred. And usually I know that this amount of goods I do not transfer per month. So meaning that something wrong with logistics, I can go to logistics and ask what's being happening here, why they all transfer, why not in stock right here. Still, yes, I can see the numbers of sales, 1 product per day, which is good. And we have plenty on warehouse, but still those 2 metrics, one of them is poor, so we have goods going to warehouse, which is good, but point of sale. But 0 at the point of sale, meaning we are losing sales. Yes? So I can go to another part of the supply chain, specifically logistics, and ask what is happening with those 48 units, why they're still in transfer. And also why Python. So you can see that everything is going to Excel. In my case, of course, I can take 2 from the market, and most likely they will be much more good looking. This is one of the top leading tools for much more or less the same process. You can see nice graph, calculations, but point 1 is not designed for my specific team, so I don't see edge cases and processes in my team specifically. And second, it's not stable. So it can give 0 sales where it has 10 sales per day. It can show you 100 units in stock where it's 0, and where when you are trying to just like make money living, so it's not the kind of stuff you would like to have. And Python basically runs the same algorithm which this tool does, but it doesn't make mistakes. So I checked them last year, side by side, and this one does mistakes. It's #1 tool in the market. But Python, even though it is in Excel, yes, the front end, still it doesn't give like errors. And this is very important when you really move stock, which costs thousands of euros. You don't want to lose it. And the worst case scenario, your owner will come to you and ask you, we're losing sales, what's happening? What I showed you before would look like I'm the person who tried to make the business, make revenue, profit, etc., but it's not what I wanted to show you today. All those things make me, as a team member, much more balanced and proper person who really knows the answer on any step of the journey. And first of all, so Python helps us to bring focus on really what matters. And when we do so, we all earn money, meaning all the team gets salary, nice salary, which is always good, so people are happy. The second one is psychological. So you have your priorities, you work no later than your work day is over, and you get all the major things done. So meaning that you don't burn out. And also sanity. So Usha mentioned what happens if person sends email to a manager with emotions which understood wrongly. And I think we all can relate that we are partially autistic, I would say. Some of us are Estonian, some of us are from tech background, and I would say that my observation from real business is that people, after COVID, after more progress with AI, they all become like less talkative and bit more, I would say, autistic. So managing these emotions across the teams, different counterparties, it's a very hard topic. And you need to keep your sanity and high ethics. And basically all those tools help you to be unbiased and data-driven, meaning that people always turn to you when they seek for truth. They always know that you will be most calm, most fact-driven person in the room. And I would say, from my point of view, as a manager, on my point of career, this is the ultimate place I would like to bring myself to for many years, and Python helped me to do so. Yes, so it keeps your team safe and yourself safe. And for finalization, I mentioned this is just the start of the journey, this for me. And I also did a step to robotics. I started teaching data analytics half a year. This autumn I start course in microcontrollers, which is a step into robotics. So I'm not only doing it as a hobby, but also teaching it. And for me, it's some journey I would like finally to go to, because you see that all those places are scattered, so you have different dashboards, you build them, you spend time, and they're separate, but I would like to bring, at least in my experience, something which is unified. And yes, I told you that I will have some AI in the end. So I hope that next year, if you meet me at some conference, maybe at PyCon, I don't know, I will talk about the same topics. So business performance and ethics and sanity of yourself and your team, but doing it in a more smart way. So Usha told about smart glasses, but she was from the other side that those glasses can, as I understood, read the emotions of person who wears them, so help basically to process for the people the emotions of people who are wearing the glasses. My side of interest is the other side, is implementing the wearables, in this case glasses, to the process of managing your life and your business. Having said that, you can have the data pipelines on Python, then you will have a hardware, so it's not just a random hardware glasses. I basically ordered those for myself, so they are in pre-order phase and they will be launched Q4. And what's beautiful for me in those classes is that they are open source. So it's not like host platform, Meta or Apple something. So you can, they have their model, I think it's called NOAA, the AI model, but you can also put your own AI model there. And also you can talk with the classes and make them processing something you have from your side. So what's unique for me? Meaning that basically I can get data from my business, but I also can combine classes which you, I think, able to notice that they claim see here, speak, and now remembering, which is I'm lacking the most, because one of the experience we do daily is that we experience the world, we talk to the colleagues, we see KPIs, dashboard, and all those things. We go to the night just to become sanity, sane, yes. And next day we don't remember what was happening yesterday. As Stefan showed, he asked the assistant to bring the calendar. So basically we don't remember what was yesterday, or we don't know what will be next, yes. Here where we could combine both, so data from your business, then something wearable with optics and camera, which experience the same things you do in real life. Yes, I'm bringing next level with the KPIs. So, yes, that's it from my side. Thank you.
Now, we unfortunately don't have any time for questions here on stage right now, but there are a few very good questions on Discord, so you can maybe just answer them there. And of course, all of you can just go and have a chat with Nick. He'll be walking around as we're going.
Sorry for one. Thank you.
So,